All right, a quick recap on how to make the equation of a parabola given two of the three pieces of information. Okay? First, a quick recap on parabolas. Remember that in a parabola, the directrix is a line. Then we have the vertex. Then we have the focus. And so if my parabola opens to the right, that's what this looks like. If my parabola opens up, then it looks like this, where my directrix is along the bottom, my vertex, and then my focus is up. The focus is always inside the parabola. The directrix is always outside the parabola. If my parabola opens to the left, it looks like that. And if my parabola opens down, it looks like that. Okay? So I need to remember that relationship, that's the order. The focus is inside, the vertex is on, and the directrix is outside. Okay? So then I'm going to be given a certain set of information. Okay? And in this particular case, I know that the vertex is at the origin. So the vertex is right there. My origin can be anywhere. Okay? My focus is at -2, 0. So if I'm thinking in my mind, I'm thinking that this is the origin, then my focus would be over here at -2, 0. Okay? So this, because my focus is on the left of my vertex, this is a left opening parabola. The equation for a left opening parabola is y minus k quantity squared equals some negative number, and we'll call that negative number 4p times x minus h. Okay? I already know this is h, this is k. I just need to find this p value. Okay? Well, that p value is the distance from the focus to the vertex. So the distance between those 2 points is 2, so p is 2. So the equation here then of my parabola is going to be, I'm going to replace this with 0, this with 0 from my h and my k. P I'm going to replace with 2. So the equation then is going to be y squared equals -8x. And that is the equation of the parabola that has a vertex at the origin and a focus at -2, 0. Okay? Here now, I'm given the fact that the vertex is at -2, 3. So I just put the vertex there. Okay? So that is, or excuse me, at +2, -3. So it's down there in quadrant 4. Okay? Y equals -6 is my directrix. So that's going to be down 3 more. So this distance here is 3, which then that distance, because that's vertex to directrix, that distance is p. Because my vertex is above the directrix and the directrix is outside, it's going to be an up parabola. An up parabola would be x minus h quantity squared equals +4p times y minus k. So my vertex, this number here is 2. This number here is -3. and this number here is positive 3. So the equation here is going to be x minus 2. Oh, I went over my 5-minute mark. I apologize. Times 12y minus negative 3 is plus 3. Okay? It helps to draw yourself a little picture. If you need to use graph paper, that's great. If you don't need to use graph paper, you can just sketch it right in where the answer is supposed to go, right in where the work should be shown. Okay? Now this one is a little more tricky because I have the focus at negative 6, 3. So that's going to be over there. And I have my directrix at x equals 4. Okay? So this whole distance here, that whole distance there is, this is over here at negative 6, this is over here at positive 4, so that whole distance is 10. But I need to know where my vertex is. My vertex is going to be half of that. It's going to be at the midpoint between the focus and the directrix. So that's going to be a distance here of 5. So that's going to put that at negative 1. So this distance is 5. This distance is 5. Okay? So if I shift my vertex to right there, that means I'm going to add 5 to the x part. So the vertex then would be at negative 1, 3. And then p, this 5 value, that's my p. So p is 5. Which way does this parabola open? Well, this parabola, the vertex is here. The focus is inside the parabola. So the parabola is going to open to the left. A left opening parabola would be y minus k, quantity squared, equals negative 4p times x minus h. K is 3. Oops. H is negative 1 from my vertex. P is 5. So the answer here is going to be, or the equation of this parabola is going to be y minus 3, quantity squared, equals negative 20 times x plus 1. And that's all she wrote.